Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Yutāpada Kamalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Devam Śrī Radha Kṛṣṇa Padam Sahagana Lalita Śrī Viṣakhanvitamscha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Preshtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita session. Am I audible? You're able to hear me clearly, or should I use the earphones? Speakers.
You are good.
We can
Prabhu.
hear.
Mataji.
You can hear.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So, we're reading from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. Today is April 2nd here. For you it is still April 1st. And we are reading from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu travels to the holy places in South India. And the context is Mahaprabhu is in Sri Rangam in the house of Śrī Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa during the 4 months of Chaturmasya. And because they exchange this Sakhya Bhava. So Mahaprabhu, in a jolly mood, is challenging Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa about why Lakshmi Devi, who is the worshipable deity of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, he is from the Śrī Vaiṣṇava Sampradaya, so he is a worshipper of Lakshmi Nārāyaṇa. And Mahaprabhu is very pleased by his devotional service. Who is Mahaprabhu? He is Kṛṣṇa himself. And Kṛṣṇa's expansion is Lord Nārāyaṇa. So Mahaprabhu is very pleased with Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa's devotional service. And then Mahaprabhu said that why Lakshmi Devi, who is a chaste wife of Lord Nārāyaṇa, is desiring to associate with my Lord Kṛṣṇa, who is a Gopa. So then some sweet exchange happened between the two, how Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, proved from Shastra that there's nothing wrong because Lord Nārāyaṇa and Lord Kṛṣṇa is the same person. And Lord Kṛṣṇa has the, additional feature of conjugal rasa, and it is sportive. And Lakshmi Devi, being his internal energy, is a Vinodini. She wants to enjoy. What is wrong with that? This does not affect her chastity. And Mahaprabhu said, yes, I agree. There is nothing wrong on her part in desiring. And also, she performed severe tapasya for that, to get that. So why is it that she didn't get entrance into Ras Leela? Even though she performs severe tapasya, please tell me the cause for that. And then he said that the Shrutis, the Vedas, they also did tapasya and they got entrance, but Lakshmi Devi didn't get entrance into Krishna's Ras Leela. What is the reason? At that point, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa said, my Lord, I am after all a limited jiva, and the Lord's pastimes are very deep, like a billion oceans. How can I know? My mind has no entrance into this secret of his Leela. But you are Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. These are all your pastimes. Whoever you enlighten can understand the secrets of your pastimes. That means you please tell me. So then Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu began to explain that if anyone wants to enter into Kṛṣṇa's pastimes in Vraja, then they have to worship the son of Yashoda. That means Kṛṣṇa of Vrindavan, of Golok Vrindavan, with the bhava of the gopis. Especially we are talking about the Ras Leela here. If anybody wants to enter into the Ras Leela, then they have to worship Kṛṣṇa with the bhava of the gopis. And not only that, with that bhava following in the footsteps, being trained by the gopis, they have to worship. That's the only way to get entrance into Vraja. So the Shrutis, they actually did that. They worshipped Vrajeshwari Sutta Kṛṣṇa with the bhava of the gopis. So we also discussed in the past several sessions how one gets this bhava, what are the stages as one progresses in bhakti. But with that bhava, when one worships, they actually receive a body of the gopi. That means after prema stage, you get a body of gopis. Then with that body, you can actually participate in Kṛṣṇa's Ras Leela. The Shrutis did that and they got that body and they participated in Kṛṣṇa's Ras Leela. They got entrance. Lakshmi Devi, however, wanted to keep her body, and also Kṛṣṇa is a Gopa, belongs to the Gopa community, and his beloved is a gopi. He will not accept anyone other than a gopi as his girlfriend. No goddess or any other woman in the entire creation he won't accept, because he is a gopa. He will accept a gopi. Lakshmi Devi wanted to maintain her, like she wanted to keep her body as the goddess of Vaikuntha. That is one thing. And the second thing is, she did not worship following in the footsteps of the gopis. This is the point. So that is why, and after saying that, then Mahaprabhu said that Srila Vyasadeva says this in Srimad Bhagavatam. He says this beginning with the word Nayam. The shloka begins with the word Nayam. That means except for the body of a gopi, one cannot participate in Ras Leela with Kṛṣṇa. It's not possible for anyone to enter into Ras Leela without getting the body of a gopi. That's the point. So then in yesterday's verse, we read that previously Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa had this abhimana. Abhimana means, this, you can say pride. Yes, do we take devotees, do we take pride in Kṛṣṇa? Of course we do, right? Kṛṣṇa is our Lord, right? I am a servant of Kṛṣṇa. We take this pride. But what was Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa? Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa's abhimana previously, that Sri Nārāyaṇa is svayaṁ-bhagavān. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead is Nārāyaṇa. My Lord Nārāyaṇa is the original Bhagavan. That means everyone else is an expansion of Nārāyaṇa. Even Kṛṣṇa, Balaram are all expansions of Nārāyaṇa. So that we discussed yesterday. So now let's go to the next verse. So in yesterday's class, we discussed how actually Kṛṣṇa is svayaṁ-bhagavān, and how Srila Jiva Goswami has established that very systematically in the Tattva Sandarbha. So that we saw yesterday. Now we will just continue reading Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. So what is the point here? That Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa previously had this abhimana that Lord Nārāyaṇa is svayaṁ-bhagavān. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tāṅhāra bhajana sarvopari-kakṣā hoy. Śrī Vaiṣṇave'ra bhajan ei sarvopari hoy. So naturally, what was his idea? Because first of all, his idea was that Lord Narayan is svayaṁ-bhagavān. He is the original personality of Godhead. Therefore, tāṅhāra bhajan sarvopari-kakṣā hoy. Because Lord Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worship of Lord Narayan is the highest form of worship. Understand? So what is the topmost type of bhakti? Topmost form of worship is worship of Śrī Narayan. Why? Because Śrī Narayan is the original personality of Godhead. This was Śrī Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa's opinion previously. So, Śrī Vaiṣṇave'ra bhajan ei sarvopari. So, who worships Lord Narayan? Śrī Vaishnavas worship Lord Narayan. So, the bhajan of Lord Narayan is the highest form of worship. Therefore, the Śrī Vaishnavas type of bhajan is the topmost bhajan, or the Śrī Vaishnavas are the topmost devotees. You can conclude that also, because they are doing the highest bhajan. This was the impression. Okay, you get the point? I'll go over the previous verse one more time. Purve bhattera mane ekachilo abhiman. Śrī Nārāyaṇa hoyena svayaṁ-bhagavān. Lord Narayan is svayaṁ-bhagavān. This was his pride before. Tāṅhāra bhajan sarvopari-kakṣā hoy. Kaksha means grade. The highest grade of worship, bhajan, is worship of Śrī Narayan. Why? Because Śrī Narayan is the original personality of Godhead. Śrī Vaiṣṇave'ra bhajan ei sarvopari hoy. And therefore the worship of Śrī Vaishnavas is the highest form. Okay. Thinking in this way, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa believed that worship of Narayan was the supreme form of worship, superior to all other process of devotional service, for it was followed by the Śrī Vaiṣṇava disciples of Rāmānujācārya. So Śrī Vaisṇavas means the followers of Sripad Rāmānujācārya. So Śrī Vaiṣṇave'ra bhajan ei sarvopari hoy. So worship of Lord Narayan is the highest, and it is the Śrī Vaisṇavas or the followers of Rāmānujācārya who worship Lord Narayan. Therefore, the Śrī Vaiṣṇava Sampradaya or the worship of Śrī Vaisṇavas is the highest type of worship. And he belonged to the Śrī Vaiṣṇava Sampradaya. Ei tara garva prabhu karite khaṇḍana. Parihāsa-dvāre uṭhāya eteka vacana. So you may wonder why Mahaprabhu is all of a sudden challenging Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa like this. After all, he is also a devotee. He is also worshipping the Supreme Lord. Why Mahaprabhu is challenging? Kṛṣṇa does not like pride in his devotees. So, what is said here? Śrī Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa had this abhiman. Abhiman means that pride, that Lord Narayan is the Supreme Lord, and worship of Lord Narayan is Supreme Lord means he is svayaṁ-bhagavān. He is the original, the fountainhead of all incarnations. And worship of Lord Narayan is the highest form of worship, because Śrī Vaishnavas worship Lord Narayan, their worship is the highest form of worship. This was his pride. And Mahaprabhu wanted to crush this pride. Ei tara garva prabhu karite khaṇḍana. The Lord wanted to break this pride, crush this pride. Therefore, parihāsa-dvāre, in a jovial mood, because their relationship was that of sakyaras, of friendship. So parihāsa, in the form of joking, uṭhāya eteka vacana. Therefore, he just, started, he challenged in this way, in a jovial mood, in a joking way. But what was the idea? To crush that pride. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu had I will share the screen. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu had understood this misconception. Also, it's a misconception. See, we should know the truth. We should be courageous enough to know the truth. I may not be following the highest, but because I'm following something, therefore that is the highest. That's not right. Huh? That's not right. We should understand what is actually the highest, like that. There is another point that I wanted to share. I'm just thinking about it. That what is the reason that even after knowing, or why? Because Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, we hear from Shastra, like it is established in Bhagavatam also. Etecham sakala pumsa Kṛṣṇastu bhagavān svayaṁ indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. So Kṛṣṇa is svayaṁ-bhagavān. Kṛṣṇastu bhagavān svayaṁ. It is said he is the topmost. But still we find devotees who are completely sold out to the worship of other forms of the Lord. Some devotees are worshippers of Lord Varahadev. Some devotees are worshippers of Lord Nārāyaṇa, like we see here. Some are worshippers of Lord Ramchandra, Lord Narasimhadev. Of course, all these incarnations are expansions of the Lord only. They are all Vishnu Tattva, the same Lord appearing in different forms. However, the topmost, the original fountainhead is Kṛṣṇa. Like he is the complete form. With all the attributes, with all the qualities, that is Kṛṣṇa. But still we find some devotees are attracted to other forms. How do you explain this? What is the reason for this? Isn't it natural that if you are told that, this is the best in market, you'll try to get the best, isn't it? If it is within your budget, will you try to get the best, or will you try to get something which is not the best? You'll try to get the best. So if you know that the ultimate form is Kṛṣṇa, why do we find there are devotees who are completely dedicated to other forms of Kṛṣṇa? What is the reason? This is a style, you see, we see Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu also kind of challenging. This is when you challenge and you express your ideas, you will be able to see what misconceptions you have within yourself when you express yourself. And then when you hear the right explanation, you will be able to see the difference and you will be able to correct yourself. This is like exactly how Mahaprabhu is doing to Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa also, right? He challenged, why is it like this? He could have directly said that Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Nārāyaṇa. That would not have been so effective. But by asking questions, by making him express what his opinion is, and then very systematically crushing that, breaking that on the base of Shastra, then he will actually see. That's the idea. Okay. So when we have discussion like this, when we ask questions and you express your ideas, this is actually a good exercise. It's a good exercise. Yes. So why someone has attraction for other forms? Amal Sundari Mataji, you wanted to say?
Mataji, in your Hare Krishna, in your previous classes, you had explained that when a devotee comes in contact with the pure devotee, who whatever is their bhajan, uh, they just develop a attachment or just follow that. So that is one of the reason. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Any other ideas? Why there is attraction to forms which are, not as complete as Kṛṣṇa. So the Acharyas explain that because of not having that actually it is said because of not having that knowledge that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme. But we also see in that devotee's case, whom Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu met in South India, who was chanting Lord Ram's name all the time. He was reading Shastra from childhood. He was collecting all verses related to the glories of holy name from childhood, no? Because he was just attracted. And he was chanting the names of Lord Ramchandra, worshipping Lord Ramchandra from his childhood, throughout his life. Continuously he was chanting Ram Nam. When did it change? What Mataji said is correct. When he came in contact with a Kṛṣṇa Bhakta, a powerful Kṛṣṇa Bhakta. Of course, in this case, that is Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, who is Lord Kṛṣṇa himself, but coming as in the form of a devotee. So when you come in the association of a powerful Kṛṣṇa Bhakta, by the influence of that devotee, by the mercy given by that devotee, because worship of Kṛṣṇa is superior, it's higher. So you can get an upgrade. Otherwise, what is the reason that you did not? Because you didn't receive the mercy, the association and mercy of a devotee of Kṛṣṇa. That's the only way we can actually get entrance. Like exactly what Mahaprabhu is explaining here also. Until and unless you follow in the footsteps of gopis, you cannot get entrance into Raslila. Gopis means they are the devotees of Kṛṣṇa in Braja. If you want to enter Raslila, you have to follow in the footsteps of gopis. You need to receive that mercy. If you don't get that association and mercy in that association, then you will not go there. And if you get the association of a devotee of Lord Narasimhadev, then you'll become a devotee of Lord Narasimhadev. Like that. So the sadhu, and then it can change, certainly. If you get the association of a higher, the devotee of a higher form, then by that association and by that mercy, you can move. So therefore, even if somebody goes to Vaikuntha, and there if he gets the association somehow, a Vrajvasi comes there, let's say, for whatever reason, and then yes, he can, from there also, there are chances to go to Goloka. It can happen. So now, let's read. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu had understood this misconception of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. So why I was saying this was this misconception. This misconception. What was the misconception? That Lord Ramchandra is the original personality of Godhead. Not Lord Ramchandra here. Actually, Lord Nārayaṇa is the original personality of Godhead. And everyone, including Kṛṣṇa, Balaram, are expansions of Lord Nārayaṇa. And worship of Lord Nārayaṇa is the highest form of worship. And because Śrī Vaiṣṇavas do that, therefore Śrī Vaiṣṇavas are the topmost devotees. Like that. Their form of worship is the highest form of worship. Tāṅhāra garva, this type of pride, prabhu karite khaṇḍana. He desired, he wanted to break it. He wanted to destroy this pride. Parihāsa-dvāre uṭhāya eteka vacana. So, jokingly, he challenged Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu had understood this misconception of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa's, and to correct it, the Lord talked so much in a joking way. Like, why Lakshmi Devi is doing this? And then when he said, what's wrong? He said, no, there's no wrong, but why she didn't get entrance? All this is why, to get to this point, that to change that misconception that Śrī Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa had. Prabhu kahe bhatta tumi na kariha saṁśaya svayaṁ-bhagavān Kṛṣṇa eta niścaya. Now Mahaprabhu is saying, my dear Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, tumi na kariha saṁśaya. Please don't doubt. Svayaṁ-bhagavān Kṛṣṇa eta niścaya. The original personality of Godhead is Kṛṣṇa. This is a fact. This is the truth. Don't doubt this. Svayaṁ-bhagavān Kṛṣṇa eta niścaya. The Lord then continued, my dear Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, please do not continue doubting. Lord Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the conclusion of Vedic literatures. So you understand what Mahaprabhu is trying to get at? Why was Lakshmi Devi wanting to associate with Kṛṣṇa in Vraja? Raslila happens in Vraja. Why Lakshmi Devi? Because Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa had this opinion that Lord Nārāyaṇa is the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's svayaṁ-bhagavān. Of course, he's the Supreme Lord, but when you say svayaṁ-bhagavān, the original, the fountainhead of all incarnations, including Kṛṣṇa, Balaram, and his consort is Lakshmi Devi. That means, like if you say Kṛṣṇa is 100%, right? He has all the potencies in him. Then does he need to go elsewhere to get more, pleasure from somewhere? Or does he need to go somewhere else? No. So similarly, if Lakshmi Devi is with Lord Narayan and he is svayaṁ-bhagavān, he is complete, he has everything, what is the need for her to go to an incarnation of Lord Narayan? Because Lord Narayan is svayaṁ-bhagavān. He has everything. Do you ever see Srimati Radharani, who is the consort of svayaṁ-bhagavān Kṛṣṇa, desiring to go to Vaikuntha and serve Lord Narayan? For that matter, do you see even any of the gopis desiring to go to Vaikuntha or to any other planet? They don't even desire to go to Dwaraka or Mathura. Kṛṣṇa only, but because Golok Kṛṣṇa, he is svayaṁ-bhagavān, he is the ultimate, he is the complete. Everything is in him. The topmost sweetness. Madhurya rasa is the highest. That's there in its fullness in Vraja. Why they will need to go elsewhere for any other pleasure? So if your understanding is that Lord Narayan is the original svayaṁ-bhagavān and Lakshmi Devi is the consort, we all know, of Lord Narayan, then she has everything. Why she needs to go to Kṛṣṇa to participate in Kṛṣṇa's Raslila? What is the need? If Kṛṣṇa is an expansion of Lord Narayan, then everything that Kṛṣṇa has must be there in Lord Narayan. What is the need for Lakshmi Devi? And for that purpose, she performed many, many centuries of tapasya to get entrance. And still she could not get entrance. Look at that. You see where Mahaprabhu is going. So he wanted to remove this misconception of Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. What was that misconception? That Lord Narayan is svayaṁ-bhagavān and worship of Lord Narayan is the highest form of worship. And Śrī Vaiṣṇava's bhajan is the highest bhajan. That was his misconception. So then Mahaprabhu is saying, my dear Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, tumi na karoho saṁśaya, svayaṁ-bhagavān Kṛṣṇa eta niścaya. The original personality of Godhead is Kṛṣṇa. This is a fact. Don't doubt this. Like that. The Lord then continued, my dear Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, please do not continue doubting. Lord Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this is the conclusion of the Vedic literatures. Kṛṣṇera vilasamurti Śrī Nārāyaṇa atayeva Lakshmi adyara hare teho man. Kṛṣṇera vilasamurti. So when you see the expansions of the Lord, svayaṁ-bhagavān is Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, the immediate expansion of Kṛṣṇa is Balaram. So this is so first of all, there is the material world and there is the spiritual world, separated by the Viraja river. In the spiritual world, there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets. In each of these Vaikuntha planets, you will find four-armed forms of Narayan presiding in each of the planets. in one planet there is Vamana, in one planet Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, like this. 400 forms. Then the topmost planet in the spiritual world is Kṛṣṇa Loka, 200 form of Krishna. Within Kṛṣṇa Loka, again there is Dwaraka, Mathura, and Vraja or Goloka. So, Kṛṣṇa in Goloka, he is the original svayaṁ-bhagavān. And Krishna's immediate expansion is Lord Balaram. And from Balaram, there is Chaturvyuha. So, all this is there in Kṛṣṇa Loka. So, Chaturvyuha you don't find in Goloka. In Goloka, you find Krishna Balaram only. Chaturvyuha is outside of Goloka. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So you'll find them in Dwaraka. So outside of Goloka, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. This Pradyumna expands as Lord Nārāyaṇa. I'm sorry, the Sankarshan expands as Lord Nārāyaṇa in Vaikuntha. So now Vaikuntha is next level down, right? One level down. Vaikuntha. So Nārāyaṇa is a 400 form. Of course, you have expansions of Kṛṣṇa in Kṛṣṇa Loka. Like in Rasa Leela, you will see same Kṛṣṇa, many forms, right? So they are called these are called prakasha. Prakasha. That means identical forms of Kṛṣṇa. Also in Dwaraka, you will see Kṛṣṇa married to 16,000 princesses. So each queen is with Kṛṣṇa, same Kṛṣṇa. So Narad Muni, when he went to see Kṛṣṇa, visit Kṛṣṇa in Dwaraka, he saw that he would go to each home of the queen, each palace, and he would see in each palace, Kṛṣṇa is there and engaged in different activities. In one palace, when he went, he saw maybe Kṛṣṇa's, taking prasadam. In another palace, he is, just sitting and talking with his wife, and, maybe, somewhere else he's arranging for the marriage of his daughter, somewhere like that, all different kinds of activities. That means in each home, there is one Kṛṣṇa. But he would go to the assembly hall in the morning after, the office, right? So when he would go to the assembly hall, he would leave all the palaces. So Kṛṣṇa is leaving. So Narad Muni will see so many Kṛṣṇas leaving from different palaces. And then when he goes to the hall, there's only one Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is in the assembly hall. Like that. So what are these forms of Kṛṣṇa? This is called prakasha. Prakasha means identical forms. This is also possible for Kṛṣṇa's devotees. The way Kṛṣṇa has prakasha forms, like also Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Karanodakshaya Vishnu has many, many hands, many thousands of hands, legs, heads. This is the form of Karanodakshaya Vishnu. What is the prakasha of Karanodakshaya Vishnu? Who knows? Identical form of Karanodakshaya Vishnu is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Because Karanodakshaya Vishnu only expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and enters into each universe. So the prakasha, that means identical form of Karanodakshaya Vishnu is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. What about Kshirodakshaya Vishnu? Is he prakasha? Identical form? No. He is not identical form. There is some difference. What is the difference? Kshirodakshaya Vishnu has 4 arms. Similarly, when you see Kṛṣṇa in Goloka and then Nārāyaṇa in Vaikuntha, same person, but an expansion. And in the expansion, there is some difference. Kṛṣṇa and Balaram on the same platform, they are in Goloka. One Lord, 2 expansions. So there is Vaibhava, Prabhava and Vaibhava. Right? Prabhava and Vaibhava. So Prabhava means there in Goloka. And Vaibhava means the expansions. Well, I'll have to go back and refer to this. The details are explained in the Adi Lila. I will have to once again go back and refer to that. But there is Prabhava, Vaibhava, and also you have Vilasa forms. So Vilasa means there is a difference in the form. So Lord Narayan is a Vilasa expansion. Krishna is two-handed and Lord Narayan has 4 arms. That's the thing. So what is Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu telling here? Krishnera Vilasa Murti. Krishna's Vilasa expansion is Sri Narayan. So first, Krishna's first expansion is Balaram. Balaram's expansion is Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. All these are in the Krishna Loka. Then from Sankarshan expands Lord Narayan. This is in the second. Now next, the lower planet, the Vaikuntha realm. There is Narayan. From Narayan, again, there is another Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from that Sankarshan comes Mahavishnu or Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Then from Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And through Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, all the various avatars are coming. So Krishnera Vilasa Murti Sri Narayan. Atayava Lakshmi Adyara Hare Tehoman. So because Narayan is an expansion of the expansion of Krishna, therefore Narayan's consort Lakshmi is enchanted. Like Krishna can steal the mind of Lakshmi. Lakshmi and others. Ateva Lakshmi Adyera Hare Tehoman. Because Krishna is the fountainhead. His expansion is Sri Narayan. Krishnera Vilasamurti Sri Narayan. Ateva Lakshmi Adyera Hare Tehoman. Lord Narayan, the opulent form of Krishna, attracts the minds of the goddess of fortune and her followers. Maybe I can quickly look up and tell you about the incarnations now itself, because the topic is at hand. Just give me a second. Try to pull it out. See, the thing is, after all, limited capacity. Of course, because of conditioning, material conditioning. It's not possible to remember everything. But if we have it at hand, we can go back and refer. And the more times we repeat it, then it becomes registered. So just give me. Anyway, I don't want to lose time now. I will definitely tell it in tomorrow's class. I will keep it ready so that we don't lose time. I will tell in tomorrow's class. So Lord Narayan, and yeah, just maybe you can remind me tomorrow. Lord Narayan, the opulent form of Krishna, attracts the minds of the goddess of fortune. So here the point is Krishnera Vilasamurti. Vilasamurti of Krishna is Sri Narayan. Okay. Therefore, Krishna is able to attract the minds of Lakshmi Devi and others. Etecham sakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Svayaṁ Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridayanti Yuge Yuge. All these incarnations of Godhead are either plenary portions or parts of the plenary portions of the Purushavataras. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. In every age, he protects the world through his different features when the world is disturbed by the enemies of Indra. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter, text 28. Please refer to yesterday's class, because this is what we discussed yesterday. How, this verse is the paribhasa sutram. So it is the guiding lamp. Any statement which contradicts this statement even if it is in Bhagavatam, what to speak of in other Puranas or Mahabharata or anywhere else, if there is a statement which contradicts this statement takes precedence. And why it is so has been explained. Text 144. Nārāyaṇa hoite Kṛṣṇera asadharana guna atayeva lakshmira Kṛṣṇa trishna anukshana. Nārāyaṇa hoite Kṛṣṇera asadharana guna atayeva lakshmira Kṛṣṇa trishna anukshana. So, because Kṛṣṇa has 4 extraordinary qualities not possessed by Lord Narayan, asadharan gun. So Kṛṣṇa has some extra qualities, right? Extraordinary qualities. Like ordinary means whatever Lord Narayan has, in addition to that, Kṛṣṇa has extra sweetness. More than what Lord Narayan has. That is the reason why Lakshmi Devi gets attracted to Kṛṣṇa. Because Kṛṣṇa has additional sweetness. What is that? We will see. Nārāyaṇa hoite Kṛṣṇera asadharan guna atayeva lakshmira Kṛṣṇa trishna anukshana. Because Kṛṣṇa has 4 extraordinary qualities not possessed by Lord Narayan, the goddess of fortune Lakshmi always desires his company, purport. Lord Narayan has 60 transcendental qualities. Over and above these, Kṛṣṇa has 4 extraordinary transcendental qualities that are absent in Lord Narayan. These 4 qualities are, this is called Leela Madhuri, his wonderful pastimes, which are compared to an ocean. Leela Madhuri. Then his association in the circle of the supreme devotees in conjugal love. His playing the flute, this is Venu Madhuri, whose vibration attracts the 3 worlds. His extraordinary beauty, this is Rupa Madhuri, which surpasses the beauty of the 3 worlds. So, Leela Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, and Venu Madhuri. His association in the circle of supreme devotees in conjugal love. The 4th one is another one, I'll tell you. Lord Kṛṣṇa's beauty is unequaled and unsurpassed. So there are 4 additional qualities in Kṛṣṇa which are not there in Lord Narayan. Tumi je podila shloka se hoy praman, se shloke ai se Kṛṣṇa svayaṁ-bhagavān. You have recited the shloka beginning with Siddhantatas Tvabhedepi. That very verse is evidence that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, previously, when Mahaprabhu had challenged, previously means in this discussion only, in a few verses before this, when Mahaprabhu challenged Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, why is it that Lakshmi Devi is desiring to associate with Kṛṣṇa, even though she's a chaste wife of Lord Narayan? So, to counter that, Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa quoted a verse saying that the body of Kṛṣṇa and Lord Narayan is not different. Therefore, her chastity is not affected by the touch of Kṛṣṇa. Like that. So now Mahaprabhu is saying, the verse that you quoted before, that itself is a proof. And also, well, her chastity is not affected, of course. But the thing is, because Kṛṣṇa's pastimes have this additional sweetness, right? They're very attractive because they have conjugal pastimes, the Rasa Leela. Even though Kṛṣṇa and Lord Narayan are the same body, because Kṛṣṇa's pastimes have additional sweetness, therefore Lakshmi Devi is desiring to participate in Kṛṣṇa's pastimes. Because they are the same person, there is no harm, her chastity is not affected. Like this, our Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa, Srila Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa had countered. countered Mahaprabhu's challenge there. So now Mahaprabhu is saying, whatever verse you quoted, this verse, Siddhantastva bhedepi Shrisha Krishna Swarupayoho Rasenotkrishate Krishna Rupamesha Rasasthitihi. So Siddhantastva abheda means by Siddhanta, Siddhanta means philosophy. Abheda, there is no difference in the Swarupa of Krishna and Lord Narayan. He is Bhagwan, same person. There is no difference. Still, Rasenot Krishyate, Krishna Rupa Mesha Rasasthiti. But if you see in terms of rasa, Krishna's pastimes are superior. Who quoted this verse? Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa is quoting this verse from Shastra. So now, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is establishing that Krishna is superior. In what way? His pastimes are sweeter, right? Nārāyaṇa hoite Krishnera asadharan gun. Krishna has extraordinary qualities compared to Narayan, 4 additional qualities. Therefore, Lakshmi, he is able to steal the mind of Lakshmi Devi at every moment. Anukshan. Like she's Ateva Lakshmira Krishne Trishna Anukshana. She is hankering after Krishna at every moment. Tumi je podilo shloka se hoy praman. Whatever shloka you had recited earlier, quoted earlier, that is the pramana, that is the proof. Say shloke I say Krishna svayaṁ-bhagavān. From that shloka only you can understand that Krishna is svayaṁ-bhagavān, not Narayan. You have recited the shloka beginning with Siddhantas Tvabhedepi. That very verse is evidence that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, first, Etechamsa Kalapumsaha shloka is quoted, and after that, this verse, Siddhantatasva bhedepi Shrisha Krishna Swarupayoho Rasenot Krishyate Krishna Rupam Esha Rasasthitihi. I'll just read this and I'll end up. According to transcendental realization, there is no difference between the forms of Krishna and Narayan. Yet in Krishna, there is a special transcendental attraction due to the conjugal mellow, and completely and consequently, he surpasses Narayan. This is the conclusion of transcendental mellows. Purport. This is a verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-59. You see, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a book written by Srila Rupa Goswami. But Rupa Goswami, when every statement that he is making, he's not just saying, he's actually giving the conclusion of all Shastras. So quoting from this, from Bhagavatam or from this Purana, right? From Narad Pancharatra, like that, from different, quoting from different scriptures, he is establishing the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. Not just saying, it's not his idea. He's not creating something. But he's giving us, it's like churning, right? You churn the yogurt and then you bring the cream out, the butter. And then you cook it down and you bring the ghee, like that. The essence, he did the work of all churning and then he gave us the essence. So therefore, when you see Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, every verse, he will say something and then he's quoting from Shastra. So this verse is quoted. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he quoted this verse. This is a verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-59. Here, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj says that Lord Chaitanya spoke the verse to Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa. And earlier he said that Veṅkaṭa Bhaṭṭa spoke it to the Lord. But since their conversation took place long before the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was composed, the question may be raised as to how either of them quoted the verse, right? How are they quoting the verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that this verse and many others like it were current among devotees long before Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was composed. That is why Shastra is apaurusheya. Shastra is there. Eternally it is existing. But the thing is, these verses were already being discussed. They were, extant, right? They were in use amongst the learned scholars, the devotees especially. So Srila Bhakti, so now we are saying this is a verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But it was already known before. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that this verse and many others like it were current among devotees long before the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was composed. Thus, devotees would always quote them and explain their purport in ecstasy. We will stop here. I will remember to explain the avatars, different types of avatars tomorrow, and also the 4 Madhuris of Kṛṣṇa. That's my homework. Thank you all so much. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Śrīla Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur
Thank you.
ki jai.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mata.